Hi guys, I'm Alice Green and welcome back to the Funky Evolution Party. So today it's raining and I have decided to surround myself with a load of books. There's more everywhere. And I've, you know, there is so much going on in terms of let's just exhaust them, let's wear them out so they get tired of fighting. We don't get tired of fighting. We just keep fighting for what is right, because if we don't get it right today, history will continue to repeat itself. And we've come to the point now where we have to draw the line and say what's happened in the past has happened, but moving forward is going to be based on fact, not fiction. No more cowboy jobs. What is a democracy? Because it's not a bunch, like three people deciding to go and bomb other countries, or a mafia that has no scientific knowledge to sit there and say, oh, well, you're not a woman and men can menstruate. No. What's really interesting, I went to ask God for guidance. I opened the book and I've been really wanting to do a piece on Solomon, because I think that Solomon is the biggest cause of what is happening. He released a load of demons who vowed to destroy this planet and its people. Quickly before I go into the story, in case you don't get very far, but one of my meditations is particularly trapping demons, and I didn't know where to put them. I'm like, okay, well, in the stories, they put him under the sea and he used to disrupt the sea. And my theory is if we package them up nicely, purification, love, and put them into a black hole of purification and love. So until they are purified, they came from God. All of these demons were created by God, and they had a fallout. Like we all have fallouts and we all get angry and upset with each other. But the true teachings of religion is not to forgive and forget, but to forgive and to give everybody an opportunity to acknowledge their mistakes, to understand that we all come from love, and purification is the only way that we're going to sift through thousands of years of destruction of, number one, the female and the sacred goddess within our society. And number two, the war that's currently going on in what I like to call the Holy Land. And that's not just Palestine, it's Lebanon, it's Syria, it's the whole area, which was not designated to anybody. It's not, like a brief history. Again, King Hiram of Lebanon, and why he's so important in the Bible is that he gave the land for the Jews, the peasants, to set up their own space because they were no longer needed. Different trades were coming through. So that's how King David and King Solomon, who was his son, came about. Now, everyone who praises King Solomon, sings him songs and worships him, really needs to get a bit of an understanding. Number one, he killed his brother to make sure that he was going to remain king. So this wise person who God gave this secret knowledge to actually abused it. And I'll go into how he has literally demonized females since then, and why it's so important to start looking at not just the sacred male, but the sacred female in order for society to progress forward. And that's not by saying women can have penises and women can, men can have a period. No, they cannot. That little egg, and the reason Judaism can only be passed through the mother. My children, who are boys, their eggs were created inside my mother. So it's passed through two females to make a male. If there is three women, it goes through three. So you've got my egg was created in my grandma. My period is based on that egg that was created well before I was born. Me as an egg in my grandma, my mum, well before I was born, gets released because it's about procreation and sexual pleasure. Now, to say men can do that and men can do this and men can do X, Y, and Z is a load of nonsense. The book is actually holding up my iPad right now, so I can't read you the passage where basically women have been vilified, and that only men go to heaven, and this is all because of Solomon. So number one, he kills his brother. Number two, he has hundreds of concubines, And, he's a womanizer. And according to him, he can have as many wives as he likes. Can you see how that is predominant within our current society? You all complain about Islam and men having 4 wives. That was because of the war. So men can produce a lot more seeds than one woman. So if you have one wife, she can only have 3 kids. If you have 4 wives, that's 12 kids. And it was about repopulating. It wasn't about sexual pleasure, and that women don't have a place in our society except for sex and pleasure to the opposite sex, being the male. There is a sacred feminine as female, and there is a sacred male, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You can't have men can't reproduce, women can. You can provide a sperm, but you can't actually make the baby. And the sacredness of a female has been disrespected, has been kicked and pushed down. So yeah, even before that, before the Solomon one, I opened it up about a wife and a woman and how she keeps the household, and, this level of disrespect as second-class citizens, as, oh, we're not intelligent enough to vote, or we're not intelligent enough to do this, and that, oh, we should just have everything on display. No, like, I am not a sex object. I am a member of society who has quite a valuable input, and that is based on my hard work and my education. It's not based on my sex. I don't, you know, this idea that regardless of how intelligent you are, just because you're a male, that you're more worthy, it's a load of nonsense. And this goes back again to Solomon, who built his temple, which right now, currently, they're fighting over that land. And they worship King Solomon, who built his temple made like using demons, and he aggravated those demons. So when they said, I don't like this, he's like, I'm going to make you do that. That has cursed our entire society. And those demons are still roaming free on our earth because we continue to worship these practices. And okay, so the way Solomon fell was he had all these concubines, could have any woman he wanted, as long as it was God, not these hundreds and hundreds of like different gods that saying you can't I can't worship idols and things like that. Well, he fell in love with a 14-year-old girl, and the only way that he could sleep with her was to crush cicadas to please the demons. And he was like, yeah, sure, I really want this. And he crushed the cicadas, and he released all the demons onto the earth. Then he was like, women, they're bringing my downfall, blah, 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 blah. And that's where the demonization of women starts. Now, we're going back a long, long, long time. And no matter how hard women have tried to fight for their rights, we've always been punched down. But we are just as equal within this society, not, this whole transgender movement, mafia saying, oh, I just give you a pill and you'll be a woman, or, we'll just chop your bits off and no, you're still going to smell like a man. Your biology's a man. Same as the vice versa. Women who want to be men, you're not. Embrace your femininity. It's within all of us. And the reason we're such a messed up society is because we don't acknowledge where these crazy, things are coming from. If you look up Solomon's testimony, he is very regretful of what he did. He is very regretful of releasing these demons, of going into the I'm above God. No one is above God. In order for us to progress as a society, we're going to need to take a step back. Not my entitlements to history, because it's all been written by who? It's all been changed by who? This is like a pirate map. Okay, it's good because it lets me get in there and take a look. This is Healing Nationhood, which was written by the Russians, who apparently are the evil ones in our society. Are they? Because I don't trust any government anymore. After what I've seen over the last 107 days, which I do believe is a direct effect of these demons, that this powerhouse, and I'm going to ask the Pope to help in praying to box all these demons up, love and purification, and put them in this black hole, get them off the earth, get them out of our everyday way of working. Now, we have the law now, which is the new war. There is no need to kill each other. There is no need to keep feeding these demons. It's time for us to say, not doing this anymore. And how do we do that? We come, united we stand, divided we fall. Food, fashion, humor, music, they are the 4 things that are going to unite us globally. And if we don't keep calling out the BS, World Economic Forum, of course no one trusts you. You've poisoned everything. Billions of years of evolution that is running through your veins called life. You want to poison and destroy. Why would I trust you? Why? You're not even paying tax. You know, I'm expected to go in and leave my kids with other people, go pay into this system that goes and blows up other kids, while Google and all these big companies are just sat there going, oh yeah, no ownership, no responsibility. We'll just, how? Come on, like, let's get a grip on what governments were set up to do, why the law is so important in making sure that moving forward, because we have 2 choices here. The planet can get destroyed. You know, we go through cycles. CO2 is important. We need it. Plants need it. Now, who's destroying the planet? All these people in their jets and going to Antarctica and heating it up. And that's what's causing global warming. People blowing up. You know, 107 days of blowing things up. Mushroom clouds. Why? Is that how far we've progressed as a society, where we still need to blow things up instead of use our brains? Because why were you given a brain? Obviously, half the population's not using it. They'd rather someone else think for them. Who's thinking for you? Is it a bunch of conservatives who we're just going to go and call international law and blow things up? No, don't trust these people. Trust the information that has been given to you through the practices, through the ages. Understand, why are women demonized? Is it because we bring man's downfall? Is it because men can't actually think in tandem and that everything comes from there? And that's why they want to be women? Let's get a grip on society, because after the WEF thing, this gender nonsense needs to be nipped in the butt. It needs to be understood very clear, psychology and biology. Where did this all come from? King Solomon? There are still like 42 demons roaming the earth. Well, hopefully I've captured some. But in order for us to really be honest with who we are and where we're progressing to, are we all going to live in concentration camps? Are we going to allow them to poison our DNA by force? Passing resolutions that means that the UN can come and arrest me and stick a needle in my arm? I'm sorry, but I am not going down that route. And I hope to God that all of you realize that your biology should not be messed with. If you're going to die from a disease, it's up to God to do that decision. You can't prevent that by putting a load of poisons in your body. Poisoning your body is not going to save your life. So I'm going to leave you with that. Please like, share, and get this message out there. Oh, and subscribe.